I've been searching for a replacement for my aging Walgo AT2 Plus for years, and I think I finally found it. The Walgo AT2 Plus was one of my all-time favorites back in 2022 due to its flexible deck, which made it one of the best electric skateboards for carving. However, its drivetrain is no longer up to today's standards and feels underpowered, and the battery suffers from significant voltage sag that makes a big portion of the battery unusable. As a result, I've been on the lookout for the perfect successor and have finally found it, the OMW HUSSAR. The HUSSAR is pretty much better in every way and retains the original core aspect that made the Walgo AT2 Plus so good in the first place. The OMW HUSSAR is incredibly flexible for carving sessions, but can also dish out some insane torque when you want to go fast, up to a mind-boggling 38 miles per hour fast with little to no voltage sag. I'm thrilled because I've been waiting for a modern, worthy successor for the flexible Walgo AT2 Plus for years, and it turns out that it's actually OMW that made it. It's quite literally better in every single way possible and is cheaper too. The OMW HUSSAR is priced at $899, while the aging Walgo still costs $920. I am so excited for the OMW HUSSAR to be a part of my permanent collection. Now let's take a deep dive. The number one reason I kept my Walgo AT2 Plus for so many years is because of its flexible deck. It was really hard to find a good all-terrain board with this level of flex in a market dominated by stiff carbon fiber decks, and it was also difficult to find a very flexible board with satisfying power and range at a reasonable price. Today, I finally found the perfect upgrade in the form of the OMW HUSSAR. The HUSSAR's flexible deck is even more impressive thanks to the latest technology in deck building that uses carbon fiberglass composite materials instead of the traditional maple and bamboo. This results in a much thinner, more compact, and much sleeker deck that is stronger, lighter, and retains the same level of flex. To complement the flexible deck and allow it to flex with zero restrictions, the OMW HUSSAR features a new battery configuration called the Chain Whip. The Chain Whip battery pack design provides unparalleled flexibility while maintaining the same level of battery safety and structural integrity. In this structure, every 3 cells are assembled into a module, and every 2 modules are fixed with protection as a unit, and 6 rigid units are assembled into an elastic battery pack. This design ensures that the battery pack under the board doesn't interfere with the deck's flex and also won't break down due to constant movement, as well as not interfering with resistance against the deck while it's flexing. Finally, the enclosure of the HUSSAR is a flexible, multi-compartment shell that effortlessly reshapes itself according to the flex of the deck it's attached to. The battery, the enclosure, and the deck work together to create my favorite flexible carving experience of 2024. The OMW HUSSAR has earned itself a permanent spot on my e-skate wall. OMW offers 3 different types of flex for your deck, 7C, 2B, and 4B. I opted for the flexiest 7C deck, despite the recommendation for my weight being the 4B, which is the stiffest deck. I took a massive gamble on this choice because I really wanted a good flexible deck for carving. After riding the board for 3 weeks now, I honestly love this flex. As long as you don't jump hard in the middle of the deck, you should have a good time on it without it sagging down at all. If you're considering a deck classified for another weight class, you're perfectly allowed to go for it. For example, if you think you'll be doing speed runs more than carving and need something stiffer with more stability, or if you plan to get smaller wheels and are worried about the board bottoming out, feel free to choose the stiff 4B deck to better fit your riding style, even if you are much lighter. OMW is one of the few companies left that still customizes deck flex, which is quite rare in the e-skate industry in 2024. Usually companies produce just one kind of flex, and people in different weight classes just have to deal with it. That's not a good experience if you are near the edges of the weight distribution bell curve. However, with the OMW HUSSAR, you have the power to fully customize your riding style in the form of deck flex to create the perfect riding experience. One of the things that bothered me quite a bit with my Walgo AT2 Plus was the noticeable battery sag at around 50% battery capacity. By 40%, the board could barely reach 15 miles per hour, and by 20%, it was slower than walking. This was a significant reason I wanted to upgrade. The OMW HUSSAR using Samsung 50S cells offers a near perfect solution. These premium cells have some of the lowest voltage sag in the industry, meaning they still deliver excellent performance even when the battery is low. During my testing with the OMW HUSSAR, I didn't notice any significant battery sag until the battery reached 20%. Even at 20%, the board still moved at a respectable 20 miles per hour. The HUSSAR excels with its use of Samsung 50S cells, which not only provide a respectable current output throughout the entire discharge cycle, but also offer the best range. The HUSSAR has more battery capacity than the aging Walgo AT2 Plus, as well as a much larger usable percentage of that capacity, thanks to the Samsung 50S cells. This means you can ride longer and enjoy consistent high performance throughout your ride without it slowing down to a crawl. When I first saw that the gearing ratio for the HUSSAR is 55T, my instinct told me that might be too low for a high torque, fast accelerating riding style. Oh boy, was I wrong about that. Usually pulleys for all-terrain boards are around 66T or so. Reducing it to 55T is typically a move aimed at increasing top speed at the cost of acceleration. However, during my testing, I can confirm that even with the 55T pulley design focused on top speed, the torque was insanely impressive. The torque was so high that I didn't dare to max out the acceleration. The torque and acceleration are absolutely monstrous despite using a lower than industry usual gearing ratio. Personally, I really do think the HUSSAR is the best of everything. If you wanted a mellow carver, a high torque accelerator, or a high speed thrill seeker that gets close to 40 miles per hour, the HUSSAR fits all of the bill. On my Walgo AT2 Plus, the top acceleration is quite slow by today's standard. It just doesn't have the oomph that I'm looking for. The OMW HUSSAR really stepped up the performance game. Equipped with a 70 amp ESC and dual 6374 motors that outputs a real-world 3,528 watts of power. Now I can speed up when I want to, no longer confined to the slow drivetrain of a much older board. Not only does the HUSSAR offer great drivetrain performance and ride quality responsiveness, the board also comes with the best integrated and optional LED system on the market. With a pair of bright metal enclosed LEDs at the front, lighting up everything in its path, and an integrated rear LED that syncs with your remote's braking input, the HUSSAR comes straight out of the box as one of the safest electric skateboards on the market today. These red LEDs are visible during the day and especially bright at night. As an option, which I highly recommend, you should buy the waterproof LED light strips and attach them to the bottom of your deck. These LED strips are synced to the speed of your ESC, which means once you start moving, the LEDs will start rolling with your movement as well. If you are going slow, the LEDs will move slow. If you are moving fast, the LEDs will move fast. Best of all, the LEDs are also synced with the brakes of your HUSSAR, so people from all directions can see that you are slowing down, and the braking light will work regardless if the LEDs are turned off or not. You can turn on the LEDs by pressing the power button 2 times, and you can also cycle through the modes by quickly pulling back the brake scroll wheel 3 times. You plug in these LEDs with pre-built power output slots and then seal it with waterproofing materials provided within the box. These LEDs are definitely well worth it in my opinion and give the board great visibility to see and to be seen. OMW uses relatively short DKP forged trucks at only 9.5 inches wide. Shorter trucks mean an easier time to carve and an increase in responsiveness when turning and carving. The skateboard is just a lot more agile and nimble when using trucks like this, and you can definitely feel the difference as compared to longer trucks. The OMW HUSSAR is designed as a flexible carver, and pairing it up with shorter trucks here is definitely the right call. The funny thing is that this is the exact same truck that's used on the OMW Cavalry as well, and this truck on that board felt extremely loose. However, here, maybe because of the flexible deck absorbing downward forces, this same truck feels much more stable than the Cavalry's implementation. I never thought I would do this on this truck, but I actually changed the bushings from the 800 plus durometer down to the 98A bushings that were also included. This, I felt, was a lot more appropriate for the Hussar, as it was able to turn and maneuver with extra responsiveness, but also remain stable to high speeds. And oh yes, for some reason, maybe due to the front of the double kingpin truck sticking out so much, the faster you go, the more stable it feels. It feels almost like the surf adapter where the wheels would snap back straight the faster you go, which is pretty wild. The OMW Hussar is a groundbreaking electric skateboard that excels in every aspect, making it a top choice for both carving enthusiasts and speed seekers. Its hyper-flexible deck, crafted from carbon fiberglass composite materials, offers unparalleled flexibility and strength, complemented by an innovative chain whip battery pack design that ensures durability and safety. The use of Samsung 50S cells minimizes voltage sag, providing consistent high performance and extended ride times. Despite a lower gearing ratio of 55T, the Hussar delivers impressive torque and acceleration, significantly outperforming older models like the Walgo AT2 Plus. Additionally, its integrated and optional LED systems enhance safety and visibility, making night rides secure and visually stunning. The OMW Hussar, with its exceptional design, performance, and safety features, stands out as a superior choice in the electric skateboard market.
Gotta count on